All right, if you've ever heard of a home blowing up, could have been because there was an LP leak, propane, or possibly natural gas leak in it, and then it got to an ignition point. So we don't want that to happen in any home. So if fire safety is important to you in your house, today we're going to be looking at a really cool feature you can add to your home. It ties up with your security alarm system. And you really need this. If you have anything in your home that runs off LP gas or it runs off any natural gas, I'd highly recommend doing this. I'm going to walk you through this house, show you why we did it and where we put these detectors that we're going to look at today. So what is the detector we're talking about? It's made by Macurco. It's a Macurco GD2A. It's a gas detection device, and it ties up with your low voltage security alarm panel. So it's cheap and inexpensive to run. It's a simple little low volt wire, and we're going to look at those. And I want to show you here where we decided to put them and why. This is a gas range right here. It runs off of propane. So with propane, propane is heavier than air and propane sinks. So in this house, we're dealing with propane. So if you had natural gas, you may decide to put these in a different location. Natural gas is lighter than air. It's going to rise. So we would maybe put that up higher on our wall, depending on where we have the actual appliances in our home that are running off of gas. So in this house, here's our range. We got our 3/4 inch gas line running over here. And the way that this home was designed is it's on a subfloor. And it has a conditioned crawl space. It could also be compared to a basement. It's just a short little basement. And we know that the way this house is designed is it has a duct right here that has a barometric damper in this that is on this side of the house, and I have a fan on the other side of the house. It's a Crawlspace fan. It runs all the time. So it's creating a negative pressure, and it's pulling air from my main house and going out to that fan, or going to that fan, and then it's exhausting out of my house. So what we decided to do here was, this is the closest point, and it's low because it's propane and it's going to sink. We decided to put this actual wire, which is a cable from our low volt alarm panel, down underneath the crawl space right below this duct. So if any propane leaks from this appliance in any place, it's going to be pulled this way because of the negative pressure, go down through the duct right here. The barometric damper opens up, goes right there and triggers our alarm and sends an alarm out to us, either by siren going off in our house and also calling the monitoring company that we have for our security system. So they're notified, they contact us to find out if it's a real leak. Fire department come out, take care of the problem if it is. So, or it could be easy shutting it off and a plumber solves the problem for you, but you're able to identify it. So this is how we dealt with the range in this house. If you had natural gas, like we're talking about, we're going to be looking for a spot that's somewhere near this unit that's going to be up higher. So when this leaks and it rises, it's going off. It could be as simple as having it behind it. But I want it somewhere, I'd probably like to put it somewhere where it's not, I can actually service it and make sure if I have to change anything on that monitor, I can get to it. So it's not difficult. If you pull the range out, not a big deal, but something to consider. You want to go higher if you have natural gas in your house. Okay, let's walk over and I want to show you where we put the next one, because this house has the option for a electric and a gas propane dryer. So this is the laundry, it's just a little laundry closet, nothing crazy at all. Back behind here, you'll see that we have, this is our gas, we got a 1/2 inch gas. We have a dryer in here because we were actually testing the EMS for our low EMF house, and that's our supply line. So I wanted to have an alarm as close as possible to the dryer and somewhere I could get to and actually maintain it and replace it if I had to, if anything happened, and somewhere it wasn't going to get beat up. So what we decided to do was put it right here on the side of this door at the end of the hallway. We didn't want to put it, an easier spot would have been to put it on the side over here, but if you're vacuuming or somebody's walking by and hits that, knock it off, just cause more damage. So we felt like this was a better spot. So we didn't know the exact location of where our casing will land exactly. And then we're going to have casing over here as well for this door. We wanted to make sure it was centered, so we opted to just use a cut-in box later, a low volt cut-in box. But you can see that it's just a really simple cable coming down from your low volt panel or security alarm panel down here, coiled up, has a surface loop in it, and you're able to, it'll live somewhere right in this area here above our baseboard, in between the casing on both of these doors. So putting it close and low, because it's propane, or to where the dryer's at, was the best solution in this house. Now, this Crawlspace fan is over, that's actually sucking from the other side of the house, lives right in this corner under here. So that's why we wanted that other alarm on that side, okay, to where it's going to pull. That's where the negative pressure is created over there where we were looking at the range. However, I wanted another spot that if that didn't trigger for some reason, and maybe I got a leak here and this didn't trigger, and something got down into the crawl space, and this thing would trigger here. So right underneath the crawl, below me here on the wall, right next to this fan, because I know that I'm pulling a negative pressure and I have air coming from that crawl space all the way over here, and propane sinks, we put that thing right here next to that fan underneath this. It's just a coiled up on the wall, and it says propane alarm. So we have the propane that's at the range covered by the alarm that's in the crawl space right by the duct that's in the subfloor. Then we have another one that's over here by our dryer, and then we have another one here in the crawl space right by the fan where it's sucking everything in. So if it gets missed in these locations, we nail it and it goes off. The alarm goes off at that point. So this house does not have a furnace. It has all mini splits, so we don't have any combustion happening there. We also have a tankless water heater in our utility closet, and we have an alarm in the wall next to that. So if you had a furnace that was gas, propane, you'd want to consider where are you going to put an alarm near that as well to cover yourself, so somewhere down below it. But if it's all natural gas, then you need to be considering where do I put it above it. So when the air starts, when it starts to rise, it's going to trigger it. So make sure you're putting it in the right location so that alarm goes off when you need it to. So I'm underneath the crawl space, and you can see this is the crawl space fan that runs continuously, creating a negative pressure, about 80 CFM, that's pulling to this location. So we've decided right here, you can see the coiled up low volt wire. This is where the propane alarm is going in order to make sure that we're going to sense anything that gets pulled to this direction that maybe is not triggered by those other alarms. All right, so I'm right underneath the kitchen, and the range is right over there. And this is the barometric damper that opens up when you have a negative pressure from the fan running in the crawl space. And that allows this crawl space to be conditioned. So just to the left of this, we've put the propane alarm. So you can see the cable right there. And that's there. So this triggers, if anything gets pulled down from a leak at the range or anywhere else in the house, it's going to trigger this alarm and notify us. All right, so while you weren't looking, we made it to the utility closet. And this is where the tankless water heater is at. So it's going to mount on the wall right here. We got an LP gas, so propane again. You can see the 1-inch rigid gas line coming out here, and that propane is going to sink. So what we did was we have our propane alarm right here low as we can get it to stay out of our, we have a waterproofing, it's coming up the side, a pan, so we had to be a little bit higher here. But this is essentially where this is going to be at. So if we get a leak inside here in the closet, this is going to sound off right back to our alarm. And this is our alarm system panel here. This is made by Levitron, and this is where our security wires come back. This is where all of our combustible gases, like we're talking about, alarms come back to, and other things that we have in the house, the leak detectors we've gone over in other videos. So typically in a house, you normally are only covered for your smoke detectors and your CO detectors, and you don't have anything that would alarm you if you had a leak for your propane or your natural gas. Typically you just smell it. But now if you take the time to put this in your house, you now have covered yourself even better with an alarm system that'll let you know if a dangerous gas is in your house. So that way you can stop that leak, you can shut off your gas, and make sure that your family's safe. So I hope that's helpful. If you'd like more information about building a custom home, building an ADU, or doing a whole house remodeling project, you can reach out to us at freemansconstruction.com. If you need help buying or selling your home, any of your real estate needs, you can visit our website at freemansrealty.com. So thanks again for watching.